You know, I talk to a lot of chicks, and one of the most common things that I talk to about a lot of chicks is how they hurting and stuff like that because a nigga done played on them. Like you done met this nigga, he done promised you the moon and the stars and everything in between, and ain't deliver. And before I go another further, understand that I know the difference between a man and a nigga. However, we talking about niggas right now. So, he didn't promise you the moon and the stars. Didn't promise you a whole bunch of nothing. And now you just stuck looking stupid. At a point, you gotta understand that your happiness comes from you. And if you allow other people to dictate that happiness, you're gonna always receive heartache, disappointment, and so on and so forth. Understand, if a person don't want you, they don't fucking want you. Move the fuck on. Roll the fuck on out. I know like we tend to want to sugarcoat stuff, but I ain't sugarcoat nothing. Like I gotta be real with me first. If this man say I don't want you, okay, fine. You don't want me. But it's a bunch of niggas out here who would kill for a good woman. Like, I don't understand why we get so hung up on this one dude. I understand we invested, but we also got to learn when to invest in niggas. Excuse me. Fuck. I mean, stop dating niggas. But if you're going to date a nigga, at least, make sure that you're doing that shit to where you're not going to end up getting the short end of the stick. So, if he don't want you, he wants somebody else. He had that right to. Like, you always can't say, oh, I love you. And then when he decide he want to walk, then you decide you want to make his life hell. Fuck that. If you truly loved him, let him the fuck go. Because love ain't about holding on to somebody and controlling somebody. Love is about wanting that person to be happy, wanting to see that person happy. So, take time with yourself. Love yourself. You gotta love yourself first. I cannot date a man who don't love himself, because how the fuck you gonna love me? And I know I'm not easy. I'm difficult. I be honest. You know what I'm saying? But once we get past that difficult stage, I'm the best thing since sliced bread. But before that, let that man go and find his own way. You can't force him to do something that he don't want to do. But if you take time for yourself, love yourself, give yourself everything that you feel like he should give you and everything you wanted to give him, guess what? You're going to have all the things that you truly looking for. And let me tell you this. When you truly love yourself, a person can't just come in just sell you no box with love written on it and you just say, oh, okay, well, he done gave me a whole box of love. No, because you don't know what love truly looks like, feel like, taste like, smell like, act like, everything. You gonna already have that shit down pat. So, because if a nigga hurting you, why the fuck would you want, why would you want that? Stop chasing that shit. Let that shit go. Take time for yourself. If I want a nigga to take me on dates, I first need to take myself on dates so I can know what's acceptable for me, what I want, what I don't want, so on and so forth. So y'all gotta stop feeling like y'all gonna try and manipulate these dudes to be with y'all. Fuck, I mean, obviously you don't want to be with you, bitch, so why the fuck somebody else want to be with your whole ass? Like, you don't even love you. So what the fuck I'ma love you for? Let's be real about it. Call a spade a spade. Like, let me tell you. Quick little story. I had a dude who said, oh, well, hey, like, this what it's going to be. I want this. I want marriage. I want family. I want so on and so forth. And then one good day, he decided, he was like, you know what? It was random and out the blue. And he was like, I don't think I ever want to get married again. Bitch, what? That's how I felt. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, me being me, I still hung around because I liked him. I cared about him. You know, I was hoping he would see, you know, that I'm what he needed. But at the end of the day, only thing that happened was shit started getting worse and worse, worse and worse, worse and worse. He started playing more games and more games and more games and more games. Had I took that warning that he handed me months beforehand, I wouldn't have had to endure all that foolishness. You know, like all that hurt and pain and all that stuff like that. I wouldn't have had to go through all that. So, you know, like, learn how to take things at face value. You ain't even gotta read between the lines. Some things you don't have to read between the lines. Like, I know we say, you know, like, this is how I feel. Actions speak louder than words. If you telling me the good shit, then I'm gonna look at what your actions talking about. But if you're really telling me the negative shit, I'm gonna go about what the fuck your mouth saying. Because, you know, like, if I had a nickel for every nigga who told me that they didn't want a relationship but treated me like I was their girlfriend and then dropped my ass at the end of the day, I could buy a company to make men. So, you know, like, people do what you allow them to do to you. If you stand there, if somebody hitting you and you stand there and keep letting them hit you, they gonna keep on hitting the fuck out of you. At a point, you gotta know when to pack your bags, pick your shit up, and walk the fuck on out. Bottom line, point blank. It ain't about, you know, we see all this shit, people talking about, oh, holding a nigga down and staying. I ain't holding no fucking body down. Bitch, I'm trying to hold me and mine down, ho. You the man, you need to be holding us down. You know, like, I'm not chasing no man. I'm not begging no man to stay. I ain't begging nobody to love me, bitch. I love me. And that's how you hoes gotta start thinking. You gotta start thinking like, oh, okay, if today or tomorrow he decide he don't want to fuck with me no more, I'm still good. So set yourself up in a position to where if he decide to walk today or tomorrow, you still good. Financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all that shit. Make sure that when you with these niggas who change their minds like they change their drawers, make sure that you at least getting yourself prepared for the day that he changes his mind. Now, granted, he may not change his mind. He may stay forever. But if he don't stay forever, at least you don't feel like you don't leave a situation feeling like you got took. Or like, you know, like somebody played on you. At least you feel like, oh, I got something out the deal. It may not have been him like I wanted, but at least I'm straight. So, I mean, you know, if I had anything else to say about that, I'll definitely come back and say it. But in the meantime, you know, love on you. You know, like, don't wait for another nigga to come and save you. Bitch, save yourself, ho. Like, stop waiting on niggas to come and rescue you. Bitch, why do you need to be rescued anyways?